welcome to Nattys Crafts. Today we're going to do a fall wreath made from, I believe this was all Dollar Tree, maybe one item wasn't from Dollar Tree, but everything else is from Dollar Tree. So go ahead, grab your Dollar Tree supplies, and let's get crafting. So here's what we're going to make today, and I just think it's so adorable. And again, Dollar Tree supplies to make this, awesome. Here's what you'll need: the Scarecrow, a wreath form, some flowers, some burlap, and I think that's about it. So I'm going to start off just by getting the wreath form ready. Obviously, we're going to cut off the tag, but here's all the stuff you'll need. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap that wire form in burlap. Now this is the Walmart burlap, but you can use Dollar Tree stuff too. But I had this because I got it for 40 cents for the whole roll, as you may remember from before. So I'm going to use it up. So we're just going to wrap the wreath form around so that we don't have to put flowers all the way around the wreath. And here I'm just getting the length that I want, so I'm just going to loosely wrap it around just so I have an idea of where to cut off the ribbon. You know, waste not, want not. Just can't waste. And then I'm going to use hot glue to start the stream of ribbon, I guess. So I'm going to use hot glue to glue that down. And then I also am, every couple of inches or every couple of wraps, I'm also going to glue it again. Just to make sure. I don't want it to become loose and look crazy. So I want it to be nice and tight around there. So just going to glue the ribbon to itself, or the burlap to itself, basically, as I'm wrapping. And this doesn't have to be, you know, every inch or anything like that. It's just every few inches. If it starts to feel loose, I would hot glue it again. And then when you get to the bottom, you just want to make sure that the bottom, or the end, I guess, looks good. The part that you put at the bottom the part that you end could be the top or the bottom. So, you know, that's up to you. That's however you want to do. And then we're going to take our scarecrow. These are the scarecrows that go down into the ground. So we're just going to take that dowel off. I am leaving a piece on there because that's what's going to help attach him to the wreath. So I am leaving, you know, I don't know, it was probably about 2 inches that I left. And here I'm just kind of organizing, figuring out what all I want on here. And there is a little hanger at the top of his head. So we're going to take that off. We're going to actually use that. So save that. We're going to use that to hang the wreath with. And for the florals, again, this is all from Dollar Tree. So these are those little cat tails or whatever. And then the cute little flowers. There was orange and there was yellow. I believe I used both on this. As I look at the wreath, yeah, it was both. And then I got these little orange pumpkins from Dollar Tree. But they were like bright orange, so we're not going to do that here. So I'm going to go ahead and tone that down a bit just by adding a little white, just somewhat of a dry brush, kind of. And then I do end up taking some of the paint off. But make it look how you want. If you're good with the bright orange, then, you know, go for it all the way. Now, it looks pink in the video. It's not pink. I promise you it is just a lighter orange. So then I'm going to bundle up my little bouquet of flowers that I created with my little pumpkins in there. And I am going to wrap some of this maroon raffia from Dollar Tree around where I rubber banded the florals together. And then I'm just going to, you know, just tie it in a knot basically and put a little regular bow on there. Nothing special, literally just tying it on so it doesn't fall off and tying a little bow. And I don't know why I'm making you watch me tie a bow 18 times. I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay, and then once we've got the bow down, we're going to cut off any of the extra stems that we don't need. Now, when you're cutting your florals, by the way, keep your stems as long as possible because you don't want to run into a point where you can't tie them together, which is kind of where I ended up. But it's okay. We're just going to cut off all the extra so that it looks good. And then we're just going to find the spot where we're going to want the florals to be. Now before we add all that though, we should put the hanger on the back so that it can lay flat while you glue the hanger down. So I'm just going to tie the part we cut off the scarecrow's head. I'm just going to tie that in a little knot at the bottom there. And then we're just going to hot glue that onto the wreath. And then we're going to figure out the placement. Now be careful of where you put the hanger, because obviously you don't want it to hang crooked. You want it to be straight. So once I figured out where I want that scarecrow to sit, then I am just going to hot glue his little stick there to the wreath. Now I do always put a piece of tape over the hot glue. I don't think I showed you that here, but we're just going to hot glue and then put a piece of tape to really secure that down. And then we're going to go ahead and add our florals. And for this, I did use a zip tie. I just kind of figured out where I wanted it, and then I ended up just zip tying it to the wreath. And if you have more flowers, you know, that would look awesome. If you have less, that would probably be awesome too. It's totally your choice on how you want it to look. I just like a little bit of flowers, a little bit of color, all that, just a little bit. And then I was looking at the scarecrow. He looked a little plain to me, so I had to add a little belt. I added a little raffia belt with that same maroon color that I used around the florals there. And I'm just going to tie it around his little waist a few times, tie it in a knot, and then I'm going to hot glue it on the back of his body there. Now, again, with length, make sure you cut it long enough, because I was having a heck of a time trying to make it connect in the back. So I ended up just using the hot glue, and it kept popping up, and yeah, just make sure you make it long enough. And there he is, all done. And I just think this is just the cutest thing ever. And this will sit out on my door. I'm probably going to put it out there September 1st and let it hang out. Actually, you guys are probably watching this after this September 1st. But I'm going to put it out there right away because I love it. I think he is adorable. So thanks for stopping by Nattys Crafts. I appreciate every one of you watching the video. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate it even more. Of course, I'd love it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe. That's important for me. And as the subscribers grow, I get so excited, and I love each and every one of you. So thanks for that. And again, I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great day. And just remember, appreciate today. Tomorrow is never promised.